So where were we? Oh, right. Aloy has some flashbacks as the matriarchs drag her somewhere. And of course, Lansra is being awful.
To take her there is blasphemy!
After more flashes, Aloy awakes in an unfamiliar area without her focus. There's no one to be found, but we search, finding our gear and focus. Upon wearing it, we see that we're in the Sacred Mountain, finding that it's just a giant facility created by the Old Ones. In this candlelit room, we find the rest of our gear. Aloy accesses the enemy focus, seeing the man who makes no noise in the snow. He's giving orders through the focus and mentions that target imaging is attached. I like how there's this holographic technology and they're still attaching files. With this information, we find out who betrayed us.
Who says I'm like other Nora?
They saw me through Owen's focus. How is that possible?
Then make it quick. I'm heading in. Hold for identiscan. You need to stop listening to Ted and start listening to me.
Where's this from? And when?
So, this older woman looks like Aloy, and is the reason her and Lenora were targeted. Could this person be Aloy's mother? Teersa tears Aloy away from this revelation, encouraging her to follow her.
To where?
To the place where you were born.
We're led deeper into the mountain. She's not revealing much, but does say,
To die near one's mother is sacred. Lansra fought it, of course, but Jezza sided with me.
Lansra's such a bitch, dude. Teersa reveals information that seems cryptic.
You were not born of a woman, Aloy. The mountain is your mother.
What? We're led into the Great Chamber. Teersa also explains that things have gone a bit pear-shaped since the Proving. The people sent to avenge the deaths of the new Braves were decimated. The death toll is truly immense. Teersa explains,
This is where we found you. We heard your cries, came to look, and there you were.
Just lying there?
Yes,
You mean I came from behind the door?
always that is what I have believed. That you came from the womb of the mountain.
and she further explains that she believed that Aloy was a gift. Crusty old Coots thought that something darker had manifested her. Aloy craps all over these beliefs.
This isn't a goddess.
Aloy!
It's a door. With people behind it. My mother?
Hold for identiscan.
The goddess speaks.
Just like the woman I saw.
Error. Alpha registry corrupted. Identity cannot be confirmed. Entry denied.
Aloy is distraught by this, falling to her knees in defeat. All she ever wanted, the only reason she joined the Proving, was to figure out who her mother was. In a way, she probably feels responsible for the deaths of her tribesmen. And after all that, she has received no sufficient answers. Teersa and her belief in the goddess actually helps to set Aloy straight.
Surely, if you heal this corruption, she will see you clearly.
Through their conversation, she helps Aloy come up with a plan. She can't go after the killers directly. They're too strong. But she can go after Olin. He's the guy that sold her out. And should be able to point her to her killers and hopefully determine who or where the older woman is. He's in Meridian, the capital of the Carja tribe. And we hope that we can call on Teemu Hulk Hogan. We follow Teersa out of the mountain, while she provides us with more information about the war party sent after the killers. Apparently, the bad guys have control over the machines, which gives them a serious edge. The sister matriarchs are basically useless, as they just want to sing the Hymn of Atonement to the goddess.
As though she would not want us to help ourselves.
Teersa's plan was to show Aloy where she was born in an attempt to convince her to fight and discover the truth about what's going on. When we exit, Teersa explains what happened and claims
She will have to journey beyond our sacred land. A seeker?
Lansra responds to this news in an unsurprising way.
Send her seeking, and may she never be seen again.
So Lansra is not on board, but that doesn't matter. We have the blessing of the other two matriarchs. A seeker is somebody who can leave the Nora homeland and search out things to benefit the tribe. Normally, Nora are not allowed to leave the Embrace, so this is a big deal. Not like Aloy, who wouldn't have just left anyway. She's not one to respect these traditions. Aloy thanks Teersa and heads out through the pouring rain, listening to the Nora sing through their pain. When we get to the gate, we find Teb, the guy who we saved as a kid and who made us our armor. He's happy to see us and explains that the gate won't open without the say of one of the guards. Who's the guard?
I need the gate opened.
Since when has any outcast's need been my concern?
It's Resh, the latrine guard, an all-around scummy dude.
No wonder a curse is upon us and children lie dead under cairns of stone.
I make the decision not to treat Resh's idiotic slight with intellect or compassion. I make sure he knows that he's a rube.
And where were you when those children were being slaughtered? Or the war party ambushed? Guarding your little gate here?
I am the Nora War Chief, and this gate is Mother's watch.
I have been anointed a seeker by the High Matriarchs, so do as I say and open the gate, or we will settle this in blood.
I know you'd like to thank you. Don't stay.
Even though Resh relents, there's movement beyond the gate. The machines are startled, and this nightmare comes tearing through the woods.
By the goddess, what's it doing to them?
Taking control.
This machine is called a corruptor. We won't learn that until later, but I have to refer to it as something. The corruptor and its friends come to break down the gate. Aloy, along with the other Braves, jump down to defend themselves. Before they break through, I make sure to set up a bunch of tripwires. This allows me to take down a Strider immediately before the corruptor is on the battlefield. Corruptors and the machines it corrupts are weak to fire, so I make an attempt to set some traps around the arena, as those are going to do more damage than my arrows. I'm also looking for a way to cheese this fight. There aren't a lot of options. There's a small patch of grass around this hut which can provide me with a reprieve from the Corruptor's attacks. I lay some traps and try to convince it to come after me, but it's not interested until I piss it off with some fire arrows. This proves to be a pretty defensible area, allowing me to overheat the Corruptor while avoiding nearly every attack that it sends at me. The Corruptor is defeated.
It's down!
And we run to loot the corpse.
You made them obey you. But how? This. You did it with this. It's connecting to my focus. Couple loops of wire. Looks like it'll hold.
I love that she can just attach the module to the spear and yep, we're good to go. Teb is fascinated.
You killed that demon. Pulled its guts from the carcass.
Aloy is fairly convinced she's figured out how the Corruptor controls the machines, but she just needs to test it out. Teb continues to be just the best guy.
I think you're a blessing from All Mother. No matter what Resh says.
Thank you, Teb.
Teb is great. Also, what the hell are these guys doing behind him? Just playing in the snow over there? After collecting as much loot as I can, I exit the gates of Mother's Heart and head into the wilds. I find a herd of Striders and begin my approach. They're all facing away from me, so I'm able to sneak up on this one and override it.
Okay, here it goes. Come on, come on.
Because of this, I can ride the Strider like a total boss. The other Striders are incensed that I've brainwashed one of their friends, so they start coming after us. We escape and head over to the next gate. As we pass through, we witness the end of a battle with the corrupted machine.
Bring it closer! Closer!
And were inexplicably knocked off our steed. This gentleman did witness us, though.
Am I seeing things? Or were you riding that Strider when you came through the gate?
This is Varl, a silly name that sounds like somebody choking on yogurt or Rick Grimes having a stroke. He explains that this is an open world video game, so we have to head to Mother's Crown, another settlement, and talk to someone named Maria to point the way. But there's trouble. The only reason that Resh considers himself a person of authority is because Sona, the real war chief, has disappeared. Varl would go after her, but he was told to hold this gate. She went after the killers and hasn't given up the chase. But with her being absent, they're not sure if she's alive or not. Varl is convinced that she is. Varl refers to his mother by her first name, so this gives us an insight into Sona's mothering style. Before we go, Varl asks us to look for Sona at the massacre site.
She went after the killers who attacked the Proving, who killed those we love, who tried to kill you.
I get it, Varl. I'll see what I can do.
I like that Aloy just shuts down his speech. We also discover Jared Leto, hiding amongst the leaves. Aloy warns him that as an Outlander, he should be more careful in Nora lands.
Yes. Trespass is forbidden on pain of death. Strange phrase, the pain of death. See? This one's in no pain at all.
Is that the most important thing you've learned in Silicon Valley?
No, actually, I learned that in prison.
So this guy is weird. He likes killing a bit too much and informs us that there are abandoned camps around the map that we can clear because, again, open world video game. We're not going to handle that just yet, mostly because I'm upset about Jared being cast in the new Tron movie. I won't be able to take it seriously now.
Are you sweet-talking me?
As we approach the massacre site, we do see that it's quite grisly. Huge amounts of blood strewn across the dirt. The killers sent a corruptor and controlled machines down the hillside, taking out trees as they did so. For what it's worth, the Nora did take down a corruptor. After searching the battle scene, a survivor calls out to us. He was injured and sent back to report. Sona is near some ruins. He's going to go back to the Embrace and tell Varl what's up. But at least we know that the war chief is alive and was there recently. We cross the river and get attacked by a few machines. The Watcher is dispatched, the others run away. I remember this environment when I first played this game when it came out. This is when I started to really fall in love with this game. This area is beautiful, and it takes a minute for you to realize we're in the middle of a city. The lines of rusted street lamps standing sentinel down this path, the plants and trees that have overcome the buildings. I remember sending my wife a picture of this area because I was geeking out about it so hard. The remastered graphics are doing some work here, but the game in its original state is still beautiful. In this clearing, we see a tall neck, these giraffe-looking things with the head of a UFO. We'll need to climb this building while being stalked by these Watchers. They're not the brightest and are pretty easily dispatched as I run back to the grass when I'm spotted. After 2 are down and 2 are in the lower floor, I make my way up to the higher level to jump onto the tall neck. I hone my inner Shadow of the Colossus and climb my way up to the UFO head. Once the tall neck is hacked, the map is revealed to us. With my skill point, I make sure that I get the heavy enemy stealth attack. This is going to be crucial for me going forward. When we leap off the tall neck, it emits a burst that will stun any nearby machines, allowing for an easy escape. We see the rock that the survivor mentioned in the distance. This should be where the war chief and her party were last located. Upon reaching it, we can see that people were indeed here. An abandoned bow means the party's taken losses. Bandages and a pool of blood show that more than one survivor was injured. They were making more arrows, so they haven't given up the fight. Using this information, our focus can show us the path that the war chief took. After climbing along this cliff and up this ledge, we see a slain sawtooth in the distance. Something else has also taken notice. Game respects game as Sona and Aloy finally meet up.
One heartbeat more, and that sawtooth would have torn you apart.
Half a heartbeat more and I would have killed it myself.
Sona is happy that Varl has held the gate, but we have more important things to attend to.
I crave vengeance. Do you?
You have no idea.
Show me then. Lend me your strength. Follow.
Sona leads us to a camp where the killers are hiding. Instead of a full frontal assault, Aloy tells them to stay back while she thins out the enemy numbers. I take the zipline down and somehow only one guy gets spooked enough to investigate. Like his companions, his hard work and perseverance is rewarded with death. One of the watchers is concerned and we get spotted, immediately running to the back part of this camp. These guys think I must have kept running, and for their negligence, they also get death. Then I move around towards the trees, taking out one of the blaze containers on my way. I'm spotted briefly, but they forget that I'm stalking them somehow, and I'm able to close the distance and defeat one of them. I jump pretty recklessly into the cavern, relying on my spear to start taking out these guys. Watchers start closing in on me, and I get cornered under this scaffolding. Luckily, they can't reach me, so I can just shoot a volley of fire arrows at them as they cluster in this opening. There's one more scrapper remaining. It puts up a fight, but it's no match for myself and the other Nora Braves. Sona isn't where she should be, but comes running to the marker. She's not unscathed by the battle.
You're hurt, losing blood.
My health is not your concern.
No one doubts your determination, but you need rest.
She's right, War Chief. Give your wounds time to close.
Varl, what are you doing here? I ordered you to hold that gate with your life.
And so I did, until the runner you sent returned with news of his encounter with Aloy and your location. I left the gate well guarded. My place is here, with you, with our vengeance. Am I not owed that?
Maybe I should have a look around, see if I can figure out where the rest of the killers are.
Do as you wish. Everyone else does.
Mother.
Searching through this mine camp thing, we find a recording from the supply master of the killers. These guys have been blowing themselves up with the blaze, so their bright idea was to amass it in one area. To get there, though, we have to get to the Ring of Metal, which
lies in the ruins of Devil's Grief. That ground is taboo. I will return to the matriarchs, beg them to make an exception.
There's no time for that.
Blood spilled calls for blood spilled. If the ground is cursed, then let our vengeance sanctify it.
You blaspheme.
Please, War Chief, break the taboo.
Maybe Aloy's secret blessing can protect us. I'll send scouts ahead. Our force will assemble at the cliff above Red Echoes and launch our attack from there.
Aloy again, convincing the Nora that their beliefs are holding them back. Before assisting with the assault, I make my way to Mother's Crown. There's a resident here that warns us of something called a cauldron.
A sort of door, I guess. No one knows what lies beyond. Whatever they are, they're forbidden.
We'll investigate that later. A man on a doorstep is concerned about his friends who ran into ruins that I guess would get them outcast. To him, that's a fate worse than death, and I say, he's an idiot. He asks us to find his friends as they've not returned and he worries for them. Another guy on another doorstep is looking for his ring that he lost to a boar, because what would an open world game be without fetch quests? Finally, we talk to Maria, the reason that we're even in this camp. She says that Meridian is west, but the Carja have blocked the gate off to their land, with the Corruptor and corrupted machines running around. Aloy offers to take on the challenge.
You'll clear the valley, all by yourself.
I'm good with a bow.
For your sake? Better than good, I hope.
Aloy doesn't realize right now, but she is quickly becoming a legend. I head into the wilds to do some boar hunting for the guy that lost his ring. This is simple enough, with the focus being able to spot and mark the boars. The grazers in the area are on high alert, but they aren't the bravest bunch, so they're not a huge issue. This guy, on the other hand, has honed in on me and is upset that I've skinned a boar in front of him. Luckily for him, I get caught on a tree when I try to roll away from his charge. The decision to attack was a mistake, though, because he's taken down. There's a whole herd of boar over this ridge that are about to experience a massacre. With cover from the grass, the skins are quickly collected. I avoid this sawtooth and take out these striders before heading to the area where the ring is. There are grazers and watchers in the area. Despite my attempts to defeat the machines with stealth, I'm spotted after my first kill. The watchers aren't difficult to dispatch, and the grazers all run away. With the area clear, we can now search for the boar, which has choked and died from eating Tyam's ring. He's elated that we've gotten his lucky ring back, but isn't so excited to find out where it was.
Where did you find it?
Halfway down a boar's gullet. Not so lucky for the boar.
I think I'll wear it around my neck from now on.
Now, it's time for vengeance. On my way, I add some upgrades to my bow and armor, and take down any machines that get in my way for that sweet, sweet experience. I also upgrade my berry pouch so that I can hold more. Some sawtooths see me, but I'm able to make it to the fireplace, and I guess they lose interest. The war chief shows up and we discuss our plans. There are 3 camps around the ring of metal where the enemy is hiding all their blaze. Our job is to clear them out before the assault on the ring. Braves will be lying in wait to assist if I'm unable to complete the attacks myself. Before heading off, a group of Braves decides to get into a fight with these weird-looking machines. These are bellowbacks, fire bellowbacks to be precise, and I'm not sure what animal they're supposed to be based off of, but they're probably the largest enemy that we've fought thus far. With the Braves distracting and damaging the bellowbacks, this isn't a difficult fight. We just keep our distance and aim at the big sacks on their backs. We reap the rewards from their bodies, which includes a rare coil for a weapon, and move on to deal with the camps. I get into a position, hiding amongst the grass, and we scan the camp, highlighting all of the enemies. This corrupted watcher enters my kill zone. And this guy who investigates meets my arrows.
Contact!
Apparently, this is a signal for the Braves to attack, which sort of blows my cover. The other watcher and the rest of the camp is promptly defeated. The next camp lies deeper within the city. I think we're in Denver now. We use a similar strategy, marking each of the enemies before making our move. The perimeter guard is taken down easily, but I'm spotted by another guy. I wait to make my move and take him out when he gets too close to the grass. I stealth my way to the center of the camp and wait for this guy to round the corner.
Fought the machines for so long when they could have been serving us.
The dude sitting over here either doesn't know or doesn't care about the murder that's just been committed in front of him. While I have some downtime in the grass, I upgrade my pouches so I can carry more from the corpses that are about to lay before me. The inattentive dude is speared, but his friends take offense, sounding the alarm to send more of their buddies to our location. My buddies, the Nora Braves, also attack, leading to some real buddy-on-buddy violence. It's pretty chaotic, but through the carnage, we're ultimately successful. Probably because the Nora Braves are invincible, but that's just All Mother's blessing, okay? The final camp I deal with aggressively, running right through the center of the camp to take out the alarm. The Nora descend on the camp with me, and do a good job of distracting the enemy, so they're defeated with ease. Now that the camps have been taken out, Aloy meets up with Varl and Sona. The ring of metal is very defensible, but with our knowledge of the blaze stockpile, we can go in alone and blow open a hole for the Nora to run through. Sona says some badass stuff.
A war chief should be grateful for 2 arrows so eager to spring from the bow. Yes, Varl. Go with Aloy as her spearmate, but be vigilant.
Varl is very interested in the plan and interrogates us, but Aloy's reluctant. I don't know why she doesn't just tell him. The duo enters the metal ring, which is actually the Empower Field in Denver. And bad news, sports fans!
I just feel like you might not be ready for some football.
Enemies are guarding the perimeter. Varl has a plan for a stealthy attack, which I fail, leading to my death. The Nora are crushed and eventually go extinct. Just kidding. We're resuscitated, but learn nothing and continue to attempt a full frontal assault instead of a stealthy approach. This time, it works and we move deeper into the ring. These 2 guys should be much easier to defeat, but Varl arrives very late to the party. Over this ledge, we get a good view of the enemy encampment.
See that covered shelter?
Do you see those corruptors?
Focus, Varl. That shelter is full of blaze, a whole stockpile of it. If I set it off, the explosion will destroy those corruptors and collapse the wall too.
A breach for the Nora to charge through. Can't hit it from here, though. We'll need to get closer.
I'll get closer. You head back, tell Sona the plan, and lead them to that side of the ring.
I'll see it done. And when the wall collapses, I'll be first through the breach.
Aloy, again, refuses any help.
Now all I have to do is make it all happen.
Also, just real quick, this does not seem like safe storage. It's seeping into the ground, right?
I'm not even gonna ask.
What if they light a fire and there's some blaze that leads to the whole thing? They've been blowing themselves up, which is why this is all here. They've done nothing to store this stuff better. Do we think that maybe using machine parts instead of wooden barrels to make the containers would be better? Whatever. I guess evil does mean stupid. I wait for the Belloback to turn before staying low and running off this cliff and into the grass. This guy detects me, but doesn't stop hitting his hammer on the ground. I guess he's just trying to look busy, but I am management and I'm privy to that game. The Belloback gets suspicious, and I'm spotted by somebody on the ledge above. I rush through the camp towards the blaze, shooting a fire arrow at it. Oh shit! I was gonna say, how is no one attacking us while we're just standing there epically? Aloy should be dead. Cowardice prevails as we immediately retreat behind the war party, allowing them to take the brunt of the Belloback's attacks. As I take down the Watcher, the Belloback is on me and has exited the arena after me. I try my best to lead it back to the Nora while grabbing up as much loot as I can. Another Watcher is dealt with before I turn my attention to the Belloback, focusing on its sacks. I'm overwhelmed, so I fall back, making it lose me when I get back to the trench where we started. This is actually a pretty defensible area. The Belloback can't get back here, and its attacks don't reach me. After a while, the Belloback remains the only enemy and draws the ire from the Nora until it's taken down.
All Mother, look upon our victory. A debt of blood is paid. Remember this day, brave Nora.
From your lips to the goddess's ears. Yes, remember it.
Before heading off, we chat with the war chief.
You're a skilled warrior, Aloy. Rost trained you well.
Did you know him?
A long time ago. Well enough to know he was a good man.
Then why was he cast out? What crime did he commit?
I wish I could tell you. But it seems only the High Matriarchs know that story.
So I've heard. Well, I should be on my way.
Thank you, Aloy. May All Mother bless your journeys, wherever they take you.
And Varl might be trying to make a move on Aloy.
But if you ever pass this way again...
Then what?
It'd be good to see you, that's all. I expect we'll regroup at Mother's Crown. Maybe I'll see you there?
Maybe you will. I'll see you then.
She's not about that, and we run into the wilderness. The revenge of the Nora complete. The blood of our enemies soaking the soil of Denver, Colorado. If you've made it this far, obviously you like what you see, so please like and subscribe. If you like this series specifically, let me know, and thank Leander Thorben Fox, whose comments have motivated me to continue to make the Horizon series. Thank you, and I'm sorry. The next video is going to be a longer one of a different game. I know I say it all the time, but I have a full-time job and 2 kids. So please believe me, I'm doing my best. Do you have any games that you would like me to play? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Love you.